Hey, yes. So I went to see Exit 8 movie tonight. It's based off of a indie Japanese horror game. And just in case you didn't see my short, I'll do a quick summary again. So the premise is you have a young man who's trapped in this endless subway passageway. He's trying to find the exit, i.e., exit 8, and weird things keep happening. So I'm Shay, and I'm going to get into more details in my full spoiler free review. So, like I said in my short, it is a horror game, but it's not your typical horror game where things are jumping out at you, where you are being stalked, anything like that. So, I guess to give some context into the actual game, I did watch some gameplay. It's angled as the game itself is angled as a walking simulator, where you are the player and you are in this Japanese metro station passageway, and you're going through these hallways, and it's this endless loop, and it's one that you have to look out for anomalies, and they can be very minute things. And if you miss the anomaly and you continue forward, the the loop resets over and over and over and over again. And it's something, there's rules around it, where it's they do explain the rules in the actual movie, but there are certain rules that you need to follow, and if you break them, the loop is going to continue. It's going to keep hitting reset. And fortunately, with this movie, they don't go into such minute details as you see in the game, which I really, really like. Like in the game, these aren't in the movie, fortunately. One of the characters that you see on repeat, um, in the game, it might be something like their cell phone is missing, or their hairstyle is different, or something like that. So they're very minute. But in the movie, it's really, really interesting because the movie itself follows different perspectives. You follow one person's perspective story, and then it seems like it goes to another. And I was talking with this new friend I made, and I was saying that I think with this metro station that this person is in, it's in a different universe than ours. So time is not linear like we have here. So there's things that happen in this movie that I think go in a different order. So you have one storyline that you're following, and then it gets to a certain point, and then it's almost like, okay, we're going to rewind to before this storyline even started. And it's a movie that really goes full circle. It has to do with coming to terms with certain things, and you know carrying weight of sorts. And it really plays with past, present, and future. I had lots of questions, and I have theories, which I am seeing this movie again tomorrow night. It's officially out tomorrow. So I'm going to do a full review where I'll put spoilers in. But it's one of those movies that you get very, very engrossed. You can get, it's a different type of stressful, where you might notice something, but you see the person in the movie, they may not notice it. Or there's times where you think something is wrong when it's actually not what you think it is. The pacing was really good. You really get a feel for the people that are in this movie. And it also really plays on the psyche. where you don't know what is an anomaly, what isn't. There were things that I saw in the movie that I thought were anomalies and they actually weren't. And then there were things that you think aren't anomalies, but they actually are. And communication, coming to terms with things, letting go, being honest is a big aspect. It seems like there's, I don't know if hallucinations. I didn't say that correctly. Hallucinations. I think I said that right. There's that. You don't know what is real and what is fantasy. And it's, you really go on a journey with one of the characters, but this is a movie that there's a lot of layers to it. Like I was able to kind of, I think I made some connections. I will confirm after my second watch, but overall, this was a really good movie, and it's one that I would recommend people actually watching some gameplay. It's on YouTube. It's one that, I was watching some gameplay last night and I was stressed out. I actually had to turn it off because I was unsettled. Now, like I said earlier, you don't see all the same, anomalies as you would if you were playing the game, because it's a game. You can do so much more than the movie, but it was really nice that, it was straightforward in some aspects, but it was also very confusing because timelines are very, very different and the order of events. So, I will say be prepared for a little bit of confusion. But if you are confused, you're welcome to watch my next video, which I will post tomorrow night, that you can see the connections that I had made if you're someone that wants to know this stuff before you go into the movie. People really, I will say that, like, this is a movie that you really have to be observant and you have to have a good recall memory. And you also, it's one that you got to keep yourself steady and not let yourself lose yourself. Because, even watching, like, the things that I've read, people playing the game, it's ones that people just playing the game can lose their minds and be driven crazy. And it's one that, like, sometimes there's no repeat of things. Fortunately, with me watching, and I do recommend this, watching at least some gameplay, because there were anomalies that you'd see in the game that you saw in this movie that, you kind of knew what was going to happen, but it still didn't take away from how unsettling it was. A puzzle game, very, very much puzzle game. People really, really, really like this game. It's interesting because I've read that this game and also I would say in the movie in some ways is very straightforward and simple. You're in this subway metro station in the hallways and you just have to pay attention to your surroundings, look around, and if you keep following that as you continue forward, you're eventually going to make it out. But I think as the game progresses, as you start on level 1, floor 1, and then it goes to 2, 3, 4, or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As you continue forward, it seems like things get more challenging. And actually, the friend that I was talking to tonight about it, he said that as above, so below. This movie had a lot of aspects that was very much it had a lot of he was able to connect a number of similarities. It wasn't the exact same, but there were a lot of similarities. And honestly, the anomalies and puzzles in this game movie, they can be so subtle. So subtle. I mean, I would have been driven mad myself. The animation, the sound, played a huge role where, I found myself questioning, is that just movie sound, or is that actually sound that the person is hearing? It was a great, great film. The special effects that they used in it, CGI, was fantastic. The acting, you really felt the unraveling, and decisions that some people made. You can kind of understand, because some people are at their wits' end, and they don't know what to do, what to think, how to act. But overall, this was honestly a really great movie. I really liked how it progressed. I thought it had really good pacing. I was completely engrossed in this movie. There were a couple surprising things, but and also, another thing is that this movie also doesn't have like a crazy amount of violence either. It's really like a more unsettling, unnerving, uneasy, disturbing in some ways, but not a typical horror movie. And the way I felt watching the gameplay and the way I felt watching this movie, there were a lot of, I felt very similar similarities. So I think that's everything that I'm going to say for my full spoiler-free review. As always, thank you so much for listening up until this point. I'm always very appreciative of everyone that actually sits and just has me play in the background. They put headphones in and listen to me talk and ramble about my thoughts and things like that. I'm really excited to see this movie again. I think this is a movie that I always stand by the fact that I always recommend watching movies more than once, because it's like you're watching a whole new movie the second time. This is one movie that I think thoughts that I had there's gonna be more connections that I'm gonna make after watching the movie again tomorrow. So I'm gonna do another review, a full review, tomorrow night, and I think that will do it. Thank you so much again for listening, watching, and let me know if it's one that you did see, if you liked it, how it compared to the actual gameplay, if I was spot on for a number of things, and until the next one, thanks so much.